What's up, you guys? It's Ingames here again for another episode of Planet Invaders. Turn up. Let's go. So, today we are talking about depression. And so, I wanted to do a content warning that today we're talking about dealing with depression. And I want for you to be in a good headspace before you listen. So please take that in consideration before you just sit here and listen to me vent for the next 10 minutes, because I want you to be in a good headspace and not in a bad place and let me make it worse, okay? So content warning, we're talking about depression in this episode. If you're not in a good headspace, please click out now and maybe come back and watch when you're ready. What's up, you guys? It's Ingames here again for another video, and today we're talking about dealing with depression. And it's been a while since I recorded this podcast. I'm not gonna lie. Since the last episode, I took a break, and I don't even remember what I talked about in depth, which is really weird because sometimes I have really good memory about like what I talk about in depth, and sometimes I have the memory of goldfish. But that's not important. I took a break, and I can't say that it wasn't well needed, because it really was well needed. But at the same time, I don't know why I keep running from creating content. It is a little stressful. I'm not gonna lie. It can be a lot of pressure, because at the beginning it was just sitting here, choosing to be here, choosing to relax while I'm doing it, to now, I'm not gonna lie, there is like a little panic in my throat, and I don't want to sound stupid or act stupid or be weird and push people away. And the funny part is, I don't even know who's watching, and I don't like read the comments or anything like that, follow through with like the fans or anything. But it's not so much a judgment thing, but it's more of a, like, I want to get it right. I want to make it the best that I can, and not perfect, but the best that I can. And it's kind of like not a priority at this point. It kind of is kind of like a priority. So of course that gives me anxiety, and it kind of as of right now, it's like in the beginning stages of like making me nervous, making me want to panic. And I am struggling to relax is the point. So I know it doesn't have to be perfect. But I do want it to be the best that it can be, because what's the point in having a platform and just throwing shit at the wall until the shit sticks, you know? Like, what's the point of that? I don't like that. I have never liked that idea, and I don't want to do it, and I never will, to the best of my ability. So I'm gonna ignore it, not fight it, because I feel like fighting it would just make it worse. I'm just gonna ignore it and pray it goes away, because I love making content, and you know, a whole season accomplished. We have done great things and talked about so much shit. So, yeah, I just want to say that, yeah. So today we're talking about dealing with depression, and this is gonna be my personal story, not how to deal with depression, unfortunately. And if you're out there looking for a tutorial on how to deal with depression, please get serious help, because that's the only way to fix it, with a therapist or a counselor or a life coach. Um, so, and don't take my advice, because I never take advice from anybody, and that's probably the problem. So, I think I've always known I was depressed. I really don't want to go into an origin story, but I feel like I have to. Um, I've always been depressed. I would cry all the time because I was really scared to die when I was like 9. And I got diagnosed with clinical depression when I was 15 or 16. I don't remember. It was like 15, 16, and then 17 I got diagnosed with anxiety. And I was struggling to be social. I hated being in public. I was known to stand against social norms because the way I dressed, and I was the only goth kid. I was the only goth kid for a really long time, and I was the only gay person at my school, or gay boy at least, at my school. And I was alone, and I dealt with that. But enough of the origin story, because I really didn't even want to tell it in the first place. So I think what hurts me the most is that I don't really understand why I was hurting so bad back then, or why I'm still hurting now. But I can tell that it's two different things, and it's a lot of it is me feeling forced to pretend like I'm okay when I'm not, and being forced to make friends and socialize when I don't want to, and pretend to care when I don't care about things, in conversations, in small talk. And maybe you're like that too, but that's not the primary focus of why I'm hurting, and I know it. It's something different, and it's just really causing me to hurt and feel broken. But I can at least tell that, from when I was a teenager, it was different from now, and now I'm hurting over something different, and I understand it a little bit more and in depth, a lot more than I did before. And I think I struggle with feeling loneliness and dealing with my unhappiness, because it comes in really heavy waves. And I don't know, just even saying that, I've been depressed my whole life hurts. It hurts. And I don't necessarily deal with it the best, which is why I didn't do a tutorial, because I would have made it funny, I would have made it hilarious and lighthearted, to say the least, because I don't want to take it serious. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to take it serious either. But yeah, that's why I didn't do a tutorial, because I don't really cope very well, and I've always had bad habits dealing with my depression, like self-harming. And I won't go into detail, but I did that, and I ended up struggling with it for a really long time and being addicted to it for a really long time and never quit. When I told everybody that wanted me to stop it that I would quit, and realized I had a problem but didn't care because I wanted to hurt myself. And that's not saying that that is your answer at all. That I'm saying the opposite of that. Find a good healthy habit. So I guess this is a tutorial. I'm sorry. I don't want to be serious, but you can like tell I'm hurting. But yeah, I've just always really struggled and always tried to just do my best, even when I didn't know what was gonna be next for me. And now I'm here. That's all I can pretty much say. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's episode. And if you haven't seen last week's episode, go check it out. Make sure that you like and subscribe and leave a comment if you want to. Make sure you check out the channel, because there you can stream all the episodes of Planet Invaderz. This is season 2. Turn up for season 2. And stay tuned for next week's episode. Go check out last week's episode. Go stream season 1. And yeah, I'm in games, and I'll be back.